Sa mahabang panahon, ang Pilipinas ay walang government policy at strategy para pasimulan ang mga mabubuting regulatory principles sa loob ng gobyerno at upang matupad ang magandang regulatory management system. Sa isang pagsusuri ni Intal at Gill noong 2016, nakakuha ng mababang ranking ang Pilipinas sa Ease of Doing Business and Global Competitiveness kumpara sa mga kapwa nating bansa sa East Asia. Ito ay dahil sa kahinaan ng regulatory system ng bansa at sa hindi magandang pagtupad ng mga negosyo at investment.
The Philippines have suffered for so long with the absence of good regulatory principles that should be adopted across government agencies. This was even highlighted by some studies, one of which is that of Intal and Hill in 2016 that was sponsored by the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN in East Asia, which did highlight the lack of a formal RMS for the country. Without having a fixed policy on this, then it would really be difficult for the country to push forward in its regulatory management system. Although there were already laws instituted like the Anti-Red Tape Act of 2007, but it lacked or it did not include some important features of an RMS. And only through the passage of its amendatory law or a revision of that law, which is the Republic Act 11032, we were able to create the needed institutions such as the Anti-Red Tape Authority that would now function as the overarching regulatory manager across the government agencies. And also the mandating the use of regulatory impact assessment as a regular staple and a regular tool for government agencies to use before coming up with certain policies. And of course, the existence now of a procedure on how to better regulate their policies.
Tiniis ito ng mga Pilipino at ang hindi mabuting serbisyo sa mga opisina ng gobyerno, mabagal na economic growth, matataas na presyo ng mga bilihin at ang kakulangan sa mga kompetisyon katulad ng mga internet providers. Dahil dito, kinailangang maglarawan ng solusyon para mapabuti ang regulatory environment. Buti na lang, ipinatupad ang Republic Act 11032 na kilala bilang Ease of Doing Business Act of 2018 kung saan binuo ang Anti-Red Tape Authority o ARTA. Ang ARTA, alinsunod sa mandato nito ay nakaisip ng mga paraan para matugunan ang mga issue. Ito ang Philippine Good Regulatory Principles o PGRP.
Well, the PGRPs provide for simple guidelines for agencies to comply with the provisions of the Ease of Doing Business Law or Republic Act 11032. In other words, the PGRP is compressed in just 10 principles. The experiences of countries, the more advanced countries like the United Kingdom and member countries of the overseas economic cooperation and development countries, their experiences toward good regulatory practices. And these are tested and proven practices already by more advanced countries. So the Philippines is just trying to adapt these principles to also improve its business and investment climate to attract more investors to the country.
May 4 na layunin para sa PGRP. Una, makapagbigay ng karagdagang patnubay sa mga ahensya ng pamahalaan na saklaw ng RA 11032. Pangalawa, makapagbigay ng maayos na akay batay sa prinsipyo para sa patakarang pagbubuo at paghahatid ng mga patakaran. Pangatlo, magsisilbing patnubay sa mga mamamahala upang magbigay ng mga polisiya, pamamaraan, mga pamantayang pangkaasalan at serbisyo na inaasahan sa kanila. Pang-apat, magiging gabay ng mga negosyo at taong bayan upang kanilang maunawaan ang mga prinsipyo na dapat panindigan ng mga regulators. Ngayon, ano nga ba ang 10 prinsipyo na isinasatupad sa PGRP? Ito ay clarity, legal and empirical basis, benefits versus costs, assessment, engagement, coherence, whole-of-government approach, continuous evaluation, competition, at risk management. Ang lahat ng mga prinsipyong ito ay tumutugon sa iba't ibang issue sa regulatory system. ina-address ng Principle 1, 6 at 7 ang hindi malinaw at paulit-ulit na mga polisiya, habang ang pangalawa naman ay sa kakulangan ng pinagbabasihan para sa mga regulasyon. Sa mga issue naman ng kakapusan sa pag-iisip ng mga epekto ng mga regulasyon, sumangguni sa Principles 3, 4, 8 at 9. Dati, ang isa rin sa mga issue ng regulatory system ay ang kakulangan sa stakeholder consultations, ngunit sinasagot na ito ng Principle 5. At ang huli, ang Principle 10 ay sinisiguro na nilulutas ang issue sa paghahanda sa mga hindi inaasahang pangyayari o mga potensyal na balakid sa implementasyon. Isinagawa rin ng administrasyon ang Philippine Development Plan para sa 2017 to 2022 na may nilalamang mga kabanata tungkol sa mahusay ng pamamahala at pag-institutionalize ng regulatory management system. Pinagtibay ng PGRP mula sa Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development o OECD, Best Practice Principles on the Governance of Regulators, ASEAN Guidelines on Good Regulatory Practices at UK Regulators Code upang makapagbigay ng country-specific principles na nababagay sa regulatory environment ng bansa.
In general, the UK is committed to deepening our relationship with the Philippines. We've now been diplomatic partners for 75 years, and last year, Secretary Locsin in the Philippines signed a new enhanced partnership with the UK's own Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss. As part of this new enhanced partnership, we want to broaden our trade and our economic cooperation. In a word, we want to support the Philippines to grow, to develop, to create more jobs, and to do well. And this is in our common interest.
The principle started with a discussion between myself and DG Belgica in 2019. We were talking about how reform units, such as ARTA, can successfully drive cultural change so that departments and agencies think and treat businesses like customers. And then we got on to the UK's Regulators Code. We introduced this code in 2014, and its 6 principles set clear expectations that there should be open dialogue between government and businesses about how they're going to engage with those that they regulate.
Inaasahan ng ARTA ang tuloy-tuloy na pag-asenso sa regulatory environment ng bansa. Nakakaisip pa ng mga pangmatagalang plano kasama ang long-term regulatory management system design. Dahil sa PGRP, maaaring harapin ng mga Pilipino ang mas maayos at maaasahang regulatory system, isang kalagayang maipagmamalaki ng mga negosyo, ahensya at mga taong bayan.